Hey, what's up? Diego here from EliteGamerBros, and in this tutorial I'm going to cover everything you need to know about the Engineer class, including the most effective way to take out air and ground vehicles. The Engineer class can equip submachine guns and everything else you may need to take out enemy air and ground vehicles. Out of all the submachine guns in the Engineer class, the ones that I have found to be the easiest to handle and get kills with are the G36C, the M4A1, A91, and the SCAR H. The M4A1, G36C, and A91 are all very accurate from close to medium range. They have a fast automatic firing rate and are very easy guns to shoot in controlled bursts. The SCAR H, on the other hand, only holds a 20-round magazine, has a higher recoil, but it does offer higher damage and range, which makes it extremely deadly at medium range if you learn how to control your firing rate. The gun attachments I would recommend are the Reflex red dot sights, because to me it has one of the fastest aim animation, heavy barrel because it gives you increased aimed accuracy while also increasing your recoil, and the foregrip, which cancels out the extra recoil from the heavy barrel. The Engineer class can also equip EOD bots, blowtorch, or mines. The EOD bot is used for healing or destroying tanks, and it could also be used to arm or disarm MCOMs. The controls are a bit sensitive sometimes, so don't try to quickly turn when picking up speed, or you will spin out of control. The best way to use the EOD bots when attacking on rush is to find a safe location near the MCOM and deploy the EOD bot and arm the MCOM. Once it is armed, it can either torch the enemy while they try to disarm, or just disable the EOD bot and get into a defensive position around the MCOM. While defending, you should always have your EOD bot placed near an MCOM and ready to be activated when the enemy arms it, so that you can access the EOD bot to disarm it. Also, if you see that a tank is out of reach of your rockets, or it's popping in and out of cover, deploy your EOD bot and sneak around it to disable and destroy it. The blowtorch can be used to either heal friendly vehicles or destroy enemy vehicles. When you see a friendly tank taking damage, use the tank as cover and heal it until it has destroyed all the engaging enemies. Having a teammate heal you while you're in a tank battle, even if it's just for a few seconds, will give your teammate's tank the upper hand against the enemy. Ideally, when playing as an engineer, you want to either drive or man the gunner seat in the tank and always be healing it when necessary. And don't forget, if you are in the gunner position, your character will exit in the direction your gun is aiming. The blowtorch is also great at destroying tanks and should always be used against them if you can get close enough without getting noticed. And here's a pro tip: torch in the back of an enemy tank will kill it much faster than the side or front. Just be careful not to get run over, and pay attention for when the driver exits the vehicle so you're ready to steal the tank when necessary. Mines are the fastest way to destroy a tank. In most maps in BF3, there's usually a main route that an enemy tank can take into a flag or an objective. So if there's no vehicle available on the spawn screen, try to spawn in with mines and the explosive perk, which lets you carry 6 mines instead of 3, and set up some mines well hidden around those key routes. Use shades and dark areas on the ground to hide them. And remember, mines deal 50% damage to tanks, so try to place at least 2 near each other at any given location. The RPGs are the best anti-tank weapons when it comes to damage and firing rate. The only downside is that you have to have a line of sight, and the damage on tanks is calculated based on hit position and angle, so ideally whenever possible you should be flanking tanks so that you can hit a critical spot and take him down quickly before he has a chance to engage you. If you hit anywhere in the front section of the tank, or you hit the side from an angle lower than 45 degrees, you will only be doing 22 damage, so it will take 3 rockets to get it disabled and 5 to 6 rockets to completely destroy it. On the other hand, if you shoot 45 degrees from the left or right of the 90-degree center of the back, you will deal about 36 damage, and a hit directly at 90 degrees will deal 61 damage. The tank will be disabled with 1 rocket, and 2 rockets will destroy it. If you can't quickly get behind the tank, a shot at 90-degree angle from the center of the side will deal 36 damage, so it's still better than shooting at it from the front. The damage model also applies to tank shells, so pay attention to your minimap and try to flank tanks from the side or rear in order to get a quick kill while taking minimum damage. And remember always to face your target with the front of your tank in order to absorb the least amount of damage. While it doesn't do as much maximum damage as the RPGs, the Javelins will still do a guaranteed 35 damage anywhere on the tanks. The Javelin is best used on laser painted targets because it will do 50 damage to a tank when laser painted, and unlike RPGs, it will lock on to laser painted air targets as well, making it very useful when playing in the squad setting. When using a Stinger, the best way to take out an enemy aircraft is to lock onto it and only fire it when it comes relatively close to you. When fired from a relatively close range, even if the aircraft uses flares, the missile might still hit it, or he may miss the opportunity to use flare if he's not paying attention. If the aircraft stays high above the ground, the only thing you can do in that situation is wait for him to use flares, then fire your missile. And last but not least, your rockets are very effective against people hiding inside buildings. And remember that when playing as an engineer, you should always be supporting your teammates' vehicles. So if you see a friendly tank that is about to engage another tank, help them out by either flanking the enemy tank or fixing your teammate's tank. And that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully this video has shown you some of the benefits of using the engineer class, and if you have learned a thing or two from watching, please feel free to rate and favorite this video. I will be responding to all your comments below, so let me hear what you have to say, and I will be making some more tutorials soon highlighting the Recon and Assault class, so make sure to subscribe to get notified when it gets released, and I'll see you all next time.